What is good? My Rags and Fitness people, my Rags and Fitness folks, my Rags and Fitness fam. It is your man Rags back up in this thing. And when I tell you I'm up in it, I'm talking about I'm knee deep all the way off up in it. Do us a favor, do yourself a favor, do the world a favor, man. And please keep God first in everything you do and shake all of the haters off. Today, I won't be giving you my Alabama intro, right? My Roll Tide Roll intro, because we're not going to be talking about Alabama at this instant. We're going to be talking about the Colorado Buffaloes and the North Dakota State Bison. This game occurred last night, August the 29th, right? And as we all know, people that tune into Rag's channel, right? They saw my video that I put up stating that Colorado will lose to North Dakota State. Now, if old Rex put out something like that and it didn't happen, I have to come back and I have to tell you, hey man, I didn't get that one right, right? But I was close. I told you, I said, hey man, that game will be closer than the experts think. That game was predicted to be won by 9.5 points by Colorado, right? Colorado could not make that spread. They weren't good enough to make that, right? North Dakota was a little bit better than they anticipated on offense, right? And they actually had to step up and play some defense in spurts of the game. Speaking on Colorado, right? But Colorado fans, are you satisfied with what you saw last night? I know it's the first game of the season. I know what you're going to say. A win is a win is a win. We won, right? Are you satisfied with that, right? Did you see any improvements, huh? Colorado fans, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, hey, man, no matter how we win, you guys are going to have something to say about it, right? You guys are going to always talk about how bad we are. I don't care if we win by 1,000 points or whatever. It's going to be something said. But I want to tell you something about Rex, right? Guys, I'm not here to bash Deion Sanders or nothing like that, right? I think he's a great player. I think he's a cool person, right? I'm not here to talk about Colorado because I think that he's a bad person or anything like that. I'm just here to talk to you guys about Colorado Buffaloes because there's a lot of hype around them, right? The fan base is going crazy, and I just don't understand why. Because you're still a bad football team, right? You're not that good of a football team, but nonetheless, I must issue a congratulations to you guys, Colorado Buffaloes. You won your game last night. You're 1-0, right? Against FCS, North Dakota State. Now, I thought they would put up a bigger, better fight on defense than what they did. Let's talk about it a little bit. Colorado, do you think you're better than last year, the 4-win team that you had last year? I don't know. I don't believe so, right? I think you guys think you're better on defense. I don't believe so either. They ran on you guys by committee. It wasn't just one guy that had a bunch of yards, right? They ended up with 157 yards on you guys. Is that like earth shattering? No, it's not. But still, if you knew that you was going to come out and be pretty much, I don't want to say one dimensional, but if you knew that this guy was going to run this football, if you knew the quarterback was going to do the things he do, right? You knew that there was going to be shifty on offense pre-snap. You knew all these things. How in the world did you still let these guys gouge you on some of these plays like that? If the defensive line was supposed to be so much improved, if Warren Sapp come in was going to be so much, how do you still let these guys? You knew it was going to happen. You knew that what Cam Moore, you know what he's known for. You knew that they have another quarterback, you know what he's known for, which he really didn't do anything last night. But you know what they're known for. Running the quarterback, getting the yards they need to stay on the field. That brings up another issue, time of possession. They killed you on time of possession. So if your defense was so good and so improved, why didn't you take away the ball from them? Why wasn't it more 4 down and outs? Why three and outs? I meant to say, why wasn't there more 3 and outs, man? Why was they able to continue to push on with this ball and keep this ball and have that big time of possession like that, right? That was one of their upsides, right? The bad side for North Dakota State is whenever they let that defense touch the field. North Dakota State. Now, you may get away with that in FCS football playing an abysmal defense like that. That was ridiculous. I mean, Colorado State could, if they wanted to, if they had any great coaching, they would have just passed the ball the whole game. Your secondary could not keep up with these athletes, Jimmy Horn and freaking and Hunter. You just couldn't keep up with him. Every now and then you would get pressure on the quarterback, but he was just, I don't know what was going on with these guys, right? I think North Dakota, you played a good enough game to not let these guys cover, right? The 9.5 points they had these guys beating you by, but your defense just is not it. If you had any kind of defense, now a lot of people would say, well, Rex, that's just because these receivers is just that good. No, that's not. That defense was horrible. The tackling of the defense was horrible for North Dakota State. They would get hands on you guys, on Colorado, and they would just slip out of these guys' hands. The tackling was non-existent. I don't know what was going on last night with North Dakota State, but I will say this. Maybe they can get away with that in FCS football, the Mountain Valley Conference or whatever they play in. They couldn't get away with it with this Big 12 team right here, Colorado Buffaloes. I don't want to stay here all day long, guys, but I must say this. You play Nebraska next week, right? And you're going to get mad at me again because I'm going to watch the Nebraska and whoever they play today. Tomorrow. I have to look and see. But I'm going to scout Nebraska, right? And if Nebraska got any kind of defense, they're going to give you a fit, right? If they can rush the quarterback in any kind of way, they're going to give you a fit because your rushing game is non-existent. You had 59 yards rushing last night, right? Shadur had 445 yards passing last night. He did a great job. Only one interception, he had 4 touchdowns. Great job by Shadur Sanders. But it wasn't a pass rush there that really was getting to him as much as it should have been, right? The only thing that we need to find out about Nebraska is what their offense is going to be like. It don't really matter what they got to have a better defense than North Dakota State. I believe I can go around here and around my neighborhood and knock on some doors and we can get a team together that can play better defense than North Dakota State played last night. I don't care if we got some 65-year-old men, 70-something-year-old men. I think we can play better defense than North Dakota State played last night. I mean, that was just horrible, right? But what I'm saying is if Dylan Raiola is as good as is advertised, right, and they have any kind of athletes around him, they're going to give you a fit, Colorado. And you know they want you bad, right? Nice little rivalry game. We will see. And Old Rags will be back next week to pick the Nebraska and Colorado game. And like I said before, guys, I'm not just going to pick against Prime just because he's Prime. I just don't understand the hype around the Colorado football team. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm taking Dion out of it. I'm talking about the fan base. What do you guys see? Are you guys proud of what you saw on the field last night? Are you surprised? Right? I don't know. But I'll be back next week to pick again, right? But hey, to all the other fan bases out there, I'm coming for you. Georgia Bulldogs, I'm coming for you. LSU, I'm coming for you. Guys, football season is amongst us, and it feels good, man. It's going to start to be a crisp in the air in a minute. It's going to be beautiful outside, guys. So with all that being said, I still want to congratulate Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime, his family, Hunter, all of the people out there. Jimmy Horn Jr., man, he did your thing last night. You was really the guy for that team last night. You know, you're going to be overshadowed by Hunter and Shadur anyway, but you, Jimmy Horn, was the guy last night. Hey, man, I'm going to be talking about my Tide here soon, so if there's any Tide fans out there, please stay tuned to Old Rags, man, on the Rags and Fitness YouTube channel. So, guys, I got to get out of here. I know for a fact, I know you love looking down into the depths of my eyes, man. But guess what? I got to get out of here, man. I got to go, and I got to go right now, man. I got things to do, people to see already. Yeah.